Hey guys, it's Jen, and today I'm going to be sharing my proposal story with you while I bake. I am in no shape or form a baker. I've probably baked a total of like maybe 5 times in my entire life. So if this goes completely horribly wrong, please don't get mad at me. I'm just a girl. Today I'm going to be baking chocolate chip cookies. Simple recipe, should be able to handle it. And I'm going to be telling you my proposal story while I do it. One thing I should mention, not very good at multitasking. I get distracted so easily and it just turns into a mess. But I think I've got it. I think I can do this. Okay, what do I do first? I've already completed the first step of melting the butter. It's, something's happening. I don't know if you can see. Something's happening. I don't know if you can see, but there's like stuff floating on the top. I don't know what I did, but it doesn't look right, but it will do. Okay, now flour. So my proposal story. So what happened? Oh yeah, I got engaged, and I got engaged in New York. Yeah, that's the story. Thanks for listening. No. If you didn't watch my last video, then you probably wouldn't know. Or maybe you do know. I mean, I don't know what you know and you don't know. But in my last video, I talked about how I got engaged. And I got engaged in New York, Central Park to be exact. Yeah, I did that. Or, well, he did that, but he did that to me. Okay, 1/3 cup. We have a system going. I can bake and talk and bake and talk and... So I had no idea that I was getting engaged. We actually went on the trip because it was my 21st birthday. Okay. We flew into New York late at night on November 23rd, and we had 2 full days in New York. So me and my boyfriend both agreed that we would each get to plan 1 full day in New York. I would plan out November 24th, and he would plan out my birthday, November 25th. For my day in New York, I had a whole bunch of things planned. First, we went and stopped at a bagel shop because obviously New York is known for its bagels. After we got bagels, we kind of just like walked around the city. Neither me or my boyfriend had ever been to New York before, so this was really fun for us. We eventually made our way to an interactive museum. This place was really cool. There was a lot of like places to take pictures and things to do. I had seen so many people on social media go to interactive museums, and I had never been to one myself. But let me tell you, if you've never been to an interactive museum before and you have ever thought about going to one, you should definitely go check one out. I can't remember the exact name of the one we went to right off the top of my head right now, but I'll put it on the screen somewhere at some point. And then after the interactive museum, am I saying that right? Interactive? Interactive, yes. After the museum, we made our way to the Empire State Building. Actually, well, yeah, we made our way to the Empire State Building, but we also stopped at this little brewery. My boyfriend loves beer, and I knew one of the things he would really like to do is check out a few breweries around New York. So there was one that was literally like a 5-minute walk away from the Empire State Building. So stopped at the brewery and then went over to the Empire State Building. We made it just in time for sunset, so we got these amazing photos. It was really hard to get photos because, of course, sunset is like the busiest time. Well, I assume it's the busiest time. I mean, I've never been at the Empire State Building any other time, but I just assume that's the time everyone goes. So if you're out, like outside on the edge around the Empire State Building, it's really hard to get pictures because like you obviously want to get the background and the city and the sunset, but like there's so many people in the way. So one thing I would recommend is if you actually go inside, there's like this little hallway with this like glass wall, and it's kind of like raised up above the outside platform where everybody is standing. So if you take a picture in the mirror, it reflects like everything, the city, the sunset, and since it's like kind of raised above all the people, you don't like really get those people in the background. I think the photos that we took in that particular spot turned out amazing. So if you ever do go to the Empire State Building, totally recommend taking pictures on the mirror. Why is it wet? What is wet? Why am I wet? But yeah, overall, Empire State Building, 10 out of 10, very beautiful. And then yeah, that was the day I planned, the day before my birthday. And then November 25th, I had no idea what was going on. Keep in mind, the day that I had planned it, I didn't keep it a secret. I clearly told my boyfriend the schedule on what we were following. Also because I'm not very good at like navigating and getting to places on time and all that stuff. So in order for our day to actually happen, I had to make him aware of what we were doing and where we were going. But for the day of my birthday, I had no idea what to expect. But obviously, since it was my birthday, him not telling me and keeping it a secret wasn't like suspicious to me, because you know, it's my birthday and he wants to surprise me, and you know, I was excited. But I was about to get 10 times more excited than I thought I was going to be. So I had gotten up early to shower and get ready because obviously I wanted to look good. It had nothing to do with like getting proposed to. Keep in mind, I literally, like, looking back at everything, I realized it should have been obvious or like a little bit suspicious that I might have been getting proposed to. But in the moment, it was not. But yeah, I got up early, got all dressed, did my hair. Anyways, after we were both ready to head out the door, my boyfriend had said that we should go to Central Park. So we made our way to Central Park. And once we got there, everything was like pretty casual, if that makes any sense. Like, it didn't seem like we had a plan, or my boyfriend had a plan, even though he did have a plan, but in the moment, it didn't seem like we were doing anything in particular. He was like, do you want to go down by the water? Do you want to walk down this path? Oh, let's check out this tree. Like, I thought you were planning everything. I'm just following you. Anyway, there's like this little lake in Central Park. I think it's literally just called the lake. And down at this lake, there's a gazebo. So we went down there, and he kept asking me like, does my hair look good? And I didn't question it because, you know, he's always particular about his hair. Like, don't touch his hair. You know, my hair needs to look good. Oh, my hair is perfect. Do not touch it. Do not touch it. But he was also asking about his outfit. He was like, does this jacket go with this shirt? I was like, yeah, you've literally worn that outfit before many, many times, so why are you questioning it now? Am I supposed to be mixing this? What am I doing? Anyway, after he was done fixating on his hair and outfit, he was like, let's take some pictures. And that's what kind of made me, like, I didn't really question anything, but it was kind of weird, or not weird, but usually he's not one to be like, oh, let's take a picture. Like, that's me, that's my thing. I'm always about the pictures. I'm like, let's take a picture, and he's like, my hair doesn't look good. And for the first time ever, he was like, let's take a picture here by the lake. And I was like, well, I didn't question it because I was like, this never happens. I'm not gonna question it. Let's just take the picture. So we took a few pictures, kind of just like roamed around the lake a little bit, sat in the gazebo. And then he was like, okay, let's go over here by this bridge. Anyway, we're walking down the bridge, and he's like, you know what, let's go back to that gazebo. I wanna take more pictures. And I was like, is he doing this just because it's my birthday and he knows I likes pictures, or like, you know, what's going on? Why are we going back to the gazebo to take more pictures? You never want to take pictures. Anyway, once again, I didn't question it. I just did as he said, because you know what? He has this day planned out, and I'm just gonna do as he says. So we circle back down to the gazebo, and you know, we take a few selfies. We put the camera down on like the bench. I have actually, now that I think about it, since we took those pictures, I have never actually looked back at those pictures. But anyway, you know, we're taking a few pictures, and then we're in the gazebo. There's these two like buildings that are like the same right next to each other, like these tall buildings, perfectly right next to each other. And he's like talking to me about the buildings, and I'm all confused because like, why is he talking about the buildings so much? He's like, you should Google. You should go on like Google or ChatGPT. And why am I still mixing it? It's mixed enough, girl. Wait, why doesn't mine look like that? Mine doesn't look like that. Why is... Okay, so yeah, he goes on and talks to me about these buildings for like 10 minutes, and he's like, you should Google them. Take a picture of them, send it to ChatGPT, and ask them what the buildings are. I'm like, okay, I mean, sure. But yeah, he's like, you know, those buildings are cool. They're like next to each other. They're stuck together forever, kind of like you and me. And that's when he like, I think he tapped me. I don't know. I'm just so in shock that, not that I forget what happened, but it all just happened, and I was like, what's happening? But yeah, he's like, those buildings are together forever, kind of like you and me. I turn around, and there he is, down on one knee. I was in shock. Like, I was looking at the ring, and I was like, wait, what, wait, no, wait, what? I just, okay, I kind of got like really nervous. Like, you know, I'm a planner. I plan for everything. I always rehearse everything I need to say, every conversation that happens, so that nothing goes wrong. And then he just proposes to me. It's just like, I wasn't prepared for this. So in this moment, I'm sweating, I'm shocked, I'm excited, I'm flabbergasted. He's like, will you spend the rest of your life with me, and will you marry me? And I just stare at him and I stare at the ring and I'm like, wait, is this am I supposed to say yes? And he's just like, well, yeah, I'd hope so. I'm like, okay, well, yes. And then when you think he's done it all, you know, he proposed to me on my birthday in New York City, in Central Park. These hidden photographers and videographers just pop out of the bush and they're clapping. My now fiance points over to them and he's like, look, I have photographers and videographers. And I'm like, wait, what? There are just no words to describe how I was feeling in this moment. It was a mix of like everything. It's so unbelievable that it's just unbelievable. Okay, I don't know what's going on with my dough. I've baked these exact cookies before. I've used this exact recipe a few times. This is like the one thing I can sort of bake, but the dough turns out different every single time, but I do it exactly the same every single time. So like, make it make sense. So yeah, after I've realized what is happening, we go around Central Park and we take a whole bunch of photos, and these photos are like the most beautiful photos I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, I'm so beyond grateful that my fiance was able to get a professional videographer and photographer. I'm a person who absolutely loves documenting memories. One of my favorite things to do is just look back at my old videos and photos that my mom has taken over the years, and I'm so grateful that she has done all that. And I want to do the same for my kids. So every trip, every moment, it's documented. There's a picture, there's a video. And so to be able to get photographers for such a special moment, I am just so happy, and oh my gosh. Okay, what is wrong? What did I do wrong? Why is my dough so sticky? I think it's because I have too much butter, maybe? I'm gonna add a little bit more flour because my dough looks abnormally sticky right now. But yeah, the photos turned out beautiful. And like I said, we also had a videographer, so we also got an engagement video, and just, it turned out so good. Right at the beginning of the video, there's like this clip of a squirrel, and I don't know if the videographer knew or not, but right before my boyfriend proposed, we had spent like 10 or 15 minutes just following this squirrel around. I think I actually have a few photos on my phone of the squirrel. Now, the squirrel in this video is probably not the exact same squirrel because there are squirrels all over Central Park, but the fact that there was a squirrel in the video, and I'd like to think it's the squirrel that we were following around, and he's in our video, like that's so cute. But yeah, just such a beautiful moment. I couldn't have asked for a better proposal. Like, it was perfect. It was perfect. It was perfect. Like, it was perfect. It was perfect. It was like, it was perfect. The amount of times I've told the story to people and they're just like, your life is a movie. And like, it really is. So me and my fiance have basically known each other our entire lives. I think the first time we ever met, I was about 3 and he was about 6. During the summers, him and his family would come home to Newfoundland, where I live, and also where a lot of his family lives. Our families were close, so we'd always spend the summers together. But after COVID happened, his family stopped coming for the summers. That was until summer 2024. His family came home for the first time in literally years. I think it was like 9 years, somewhere around there. And obviously the last time I had saw him in person, he was about 13 or 14. Fast forward many, many years later, he's now 22. And like growing up, I always had like a little crush on him. Sort of, kind of, yeah. Also, when I was younger, I was really good friends with his younger brother. And every time I tell this story to people, they're always like, oh my gosh, your life is literally the summer I turned pretty. Or, oh my gosh, your life is literally the Kissing Booth movie. And like, that is that is just like music to my ears. Okay, I need to turn this dough into cookie balls. Okay, I'm not, ooh, this dough is very soft, I will say. And you can't even see my cookie. Okay, better. I like to take a handful of chocolate chips and just okay, I have all of my cookies made and I'm going to place them in the oven. Okay, please don't burn myself. Please don't burn myself. Okay, 10 minutes on the clock. Now I have to go and clean this kitchen. So, something's wrong with my cookies. Why are they melting? So usually when I bake these cookies, I put them in for about 9 to 10 minutes. Obviously they're very like soft, so I thought maybe putting them in for an extra few minutes would help. Yeah, I should never bake and tell stories ever again. For reference, these are the cookies I baked last week. And here it is next to these cookies I baked today. You know, on camera it doesn't look too bad. They are thin, how they should look, how they shouldn't look. Yeah, I'm gonna wait till they cool down a bit and then we'll taste them, because it's not all about looks. You know, it's not what's on the outside, it's what's on the inside. And if they taste better than they look, that's all that matters. Okay, I've waited about 10 minutes, but I can't wait any longer. I just want to taste these cookies. What the? Let's taste. They may not look the best, but they have great flavor, in my opinion. They are not the easiest to pick up, but they taste really good. But overall, yeah, not too bad. They don't look the cutest, but they taste pretty good. And like, honestly, that's all that matters. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I also hope you enjoyed listening to my proposal story. Make sure to subscribe, like, and comment down below any video ideas that you have for future videos. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.